So starting the recording, sometimes a little box jumps up on your screen, something in the way. You may have to go click it, click got it or something. And then we'll begin. Sitting at the front edge of the chair, hands comfortably resting on the legs so that your shoulders are relaxed, elbows sunken, sort of like they're just dropped. They're not held up, dropped. Make any adjustment to your posture. Usually, what's needed is a little bit of uh, forward tilting in the pelvis to bring that lower back in. Chest slightly up, chin slightly down. Those are the normal, usual suspects. Once you got central pillar, then you're practicing relaxation or sung, soft, supple, pliable. To help with that, long, smooth breath in, body expanding in all directions, stretches us open. Long, smooth exhale out. Breath empty. Body sort of compressed, you might say. And then inhaling again. Opening, expanding, holding full. And then when you're ready, exhale, empty, stay empty. When you're ready, inhale, full. Exhale, empty. Let's take about 3 or 4 more of those. Of course, on your own time, or if you're watching this on the video, you could pause the video here and spend 10 minutes doing breath work, and you'd be well served doing that. But again, we just kind of move along with the exercises in this class. Another 2 or 3 breaths. First movement, slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, arching the back as much as feels comfortable, but maybe even a little beyond that. And then slide your hands forward past your knees, hollow the chest, round the back, drop the head completely. And then inhale, slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, arch. And then exhale, round. 3 more. And settle to neutral, right into your rotation. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back. Turn to your right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Turn. Center. Turn. Couple more. Back to center. Hang the arm. Shift the weight to the right buttock. Lean to your right. Float your left wrist, left foot. And then change all the way over the other side. Chain. Chain. Back to middle. Shoulder blade range of motion. Forward, up, back, down, neutral. Forward and up, back and down, neutral. Forward, up, back and down, neutral. One more. Reverse. Back and up, forward and down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. One more. Release. Bring your legs close together. Fold forward at the hips. Float your arms forward. Backs of hands touch. Fang Song. Soften into length. Notice that I didn't lift my hands up in space. My fingers are still at the level of my hips. Get all the way around and then in close to the body. Neutral. Again, fold forward. Backs of hands touch. Soften into length. Staying low. So again, tendency to lift the arm with tension. We're trying to break that. Trying to keep the hands low and extend, soften into length. And around and in. Then we want to be able to keep that softening into length as we come up. Stay soft and long as you go out. Turn the palms forward, slide down. And then forward and up. Chest level, open, palms face forward, down. Neutral, forward, up, open, down. And then full range, forward, up, open, down, neutral. Importantly, all of the major range of motion happens in front of the body, only a little bit behind, not much. So don't crank your arms back, don't jam your shoulders, don't jam up the upper spine. So here, all of this coming together and opening is all how the body's built, and we're not built, though we can force it back and strain the body, but we're trying to find the way through. Now reverse, start low again, go back, out, forward, in, neutral, back a little, out, same idea, we're not going way behind the body, it's just a little bit back, out, and then around and in. Back and out, around and in, back, out, and now up, chest level, close, down, neutral, back, turning palms forward a little bit, out and up, one more of those, smooth, relaxed, fluid, but precise at the same time. And then finally, full range, kind of like butterfly swim stroke. All the way up, finding the way up over the top. Down in front. So all this room for the arms to move in front, but less so behind. Find that way up. Polish the highway, the gear, the pathway. One more. Fold at the elbows. Flare out, up, down to the side, in, down to the side, out and up, down to the side, around and in, down, out, up, down, around, in. Now, elbows back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back, down, forward, up, forward, down, back. One more. And elbows out, left hand high, right hand low, cross, wrap around, elbows out, switch, cross, out, switch. Elbows down, arms out in front at this 90-degree angle. Turn your palms down, up, down, up, down. And notice when I do this, this part of my arm doesn't move. So I'm not doing that. It's just in the forearm. And so over time, if you can get very clean on that movement, you can go faster, 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 and eventually full range shake, right? You can see how I'm moving my hands quite fast, but it's getting all the way to the range. So a lot of times people do this, they shake them like that versus shake, 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 full range. And this is really helpful for carpal tunnel, up forearm strength, pain and arthritic issues in the hand. So just shaking loose. Palms face up, hands out, elbows staying in. Let this open, unfold the body. Then neutral. Then elbows out and around. Hollow the front. Back opens. Neutral. Hands out, elbows staying in. That forces the body, this unfolding, opening. And then neutral and elbows out and around. Look how hollow the front of the body can get and how broad the back can get. So anything that should be able to move but doesn't causes problems, whether it's functional problems in terms of movement, right? Or functional problems in terms of flow inside the body, blood flow, lymph flow, organ function, right? That's the Taoist view of it. And so all these different weird shapes we make, they help loosen up these stuck places where problems are, it's like the root of the problem from a certain perspective. Now here, step wide apart, again, this other shape. So this shape does something specific. You're coming across. So now just hold that shape. Feel this left groin opportunity to open. You might even accentuate it a little by rolling your left thigh open and even lifting the inner edge of that foot off the ground. So you're leaning, turning, closing, and you're rolling that leg that way, peeling open this quad, right? And then come back to center with both hands here. Then now it's going to be this groin area. So we're closing, reaching across, and at the same time, optionally, roll this foot, inner edge of the foot off the ground, roll the thigh external, right? And get that shape change. And then this sort of resolves that tension. And then we're closing the top to your right while you roll that left leg open. Center. Close. Center. Center. One more. both arms up, over top, cross one wrist above, drop the arms between the legs and let them separate. So now you've folded, closed, internally rotated. Now cross, lift, opening, unfolding. Now let's just say you had a shoulder issue. You could go like this. Right? So you see how each of these exercises can have different approaches, but I'm still creating the same Shen Fa or body mechanism chain. Rolling over, coming in. Or it can be big, round, open movements. Big, round, close. One more time, open. And bring your feet back to hip distance, arms back to shoulder distance, wrists. So fold, circle through, turn, fold. And then to get into all these spaces in the carpal tunnel and finger areas, gather the hand like this monkey paw, roll through and then extend the hand, turn the hand, gather, roll from the wrist, and then extend, turn, gather, roll from the wrist, extend. Now reverse, over, and spread, gather. Add to it a little bit of rolling out, fanning out, turning the arm, and then in. So now we're adding a little rotation through the arm, eventually like that, under and over. And ideally you have palms facing front the whole way. Spread fingers and come under and over. Now, spread, claw to a fist, like a clasping gesture, open. So now what we add to this one is tip forward in your hips, reach with open hands. As you clasp, turn the arms, right? You see what I did there, turning? And then lean back and pull. And then relax the hands open. So from that clasp, just soften open. Elbows flare out, arms are in internal rotation. We lean and reach. So we're reaching with the arms in this shape, internally rotated. And then when we clasp, we're turning and then drawing back. And then relaxing the hand, internally rotating. So now the whole body, sort of like a sea creature. Just this clasp, draw. Not only does it kind of feel cooler and look more interesting than, let's say, like reach, pull, right? This is something the body needs. This leaning, right? This is natural fluid movement. So this lean forward, arms in this shape, kind of hollow here, reach. And then at that full extension, clasp with the fingers, turn the arms, and then with the whole body connected, draw back. Let's do one more. Reach and pull. And then shake them out. Now, bend your wrists back, fingers are spread. Bird beak, all 5 fingers come in touch. So you make this little bird beak and bend down. Open and bend back. Bird beak, bend down. Open and bend back. Bird beak, bend down. Back. Down. And then finally, monkey paw. Gather, pinky, ring, middle, down. So this one's different because here we have this shape. Here, it's this shape. And it's just different, right? It just does something different for the wrist and hand, into that shape and then out of that shape, all the way out. Make sure you come all the way out of that shape and then in and out. And ideally, too, you're fanning. You're going 1, 2, 3, and then into the finish. And then out, same thing, fanning, fanning, fanning. And then lastly, this. Just get the fingers and the thumb does this, right? So it dives and comes out and then dives and comes out. So all together, the thumb comes across, and then as it's coming out, all the 5 fingers do that little thing. So it's kind of a weird movement at first, but eventually it just flows really nice. But most important is that you're sort of separating and getting pliable movement, right? And then shake like a rag doll. Scoot a little bit back on your chair. Load. Take your hands, grab the knee a little bit, and pull up and in. So make sure you maximize that load position. Flexed foot. And then releasing the leg with the hands, push. And then reload. Set the foot down. Other leg. Load. Use the hands to make sure you get to the full range. Then release. Push. Full extend. Notice that I'm pushing down to make sure I get a through line. Because if let's say I'm trying to push up here, but I'm tense in the hip and tense in the knee, better to have this fully extended line and then bring it back up and in and then set it down. Let's do 2 more each leg. Load, push, load, down. And then other leg. Load, push, load, down. Let's do 1 more each. Load and push, load and down, load, push, load, down. Scoop, no, foot and ankle. Straighten the leg. Now point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point. And then tilt the foot. In, out, in, out, in, out. Now, in, point, out, flex. In, point, out, flex. Nice, thorough circles. Reverse. Circle. And switch feet. Point, flex. Key to this is thorough. All the way finish. All the way finish. All the way finish. All the way finish. Same thing. Tilt the foot in, out, in, out, in. And then circle. In, point, out, flex. In, point, out, flex. Circle. Reverse. Circle. And down. Scoot to the front edge of your chair. Legs all the way together, touching. Right leg, lift the right toes, turn on the heel. So notice this knee and toe out. Now keep the toe down, the heel goes out, the knee falls in. Notice this shape. I'm really turning in at the hip. Then the toe and the knee go out. I'm really turning out at the hip, opening that quah, that space. And then the heel goes out and the thigh falls in, knee falls in, internal. And then last one, toe lift, knee and toe turn out, and then we walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, close. Same leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Other leg. 1. Heel out, knee in. 2. Toe and knee out. 3. Heel heel out, knee in 4, toe and knee out 5, and then walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Together, and once more, same leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both legs. 1, 2, and 3. And then bring them back in. 1, 2, close. And then out. 1, 2, 3. And in. 1, 2. Close. Feet hip distance, hands on knees, sit up tall, fold from the hips, turn on the hands, elbows come around, hinge, fold, and then sit up tall. Arms at neutral, tip back. Sit up tall, turn on those hands, fold. Sit up tall, tip back. One more, fold. And tip back. Neutral. Wide stance. Take a wide stance here. The dragon takes a bow right down through the middle. And back up. And then lean back. So the hands are out near the knees. Turn those hands. Drop the whole torso in between those elbows. And then up. And back. Once more. Now, tipping back, tip to the right, go down towards the right, elbows flare, then sweep across to the left. Stay to the left as you come back and around. The dragon stirs the sea with its tail. We're getting the hips, we're getting the lumbar, the thoracic, the cervical spine, the head and neck. We're wringing out the hips, wringing out the shoulder. Reverse, other way. And back to middle. Step feet hip distance, arms hang loose, wings, turn your palms up, reach up, look up. Now reach your right arm higher and left arm higher, and then right arm higher and left arm, and then right, and then left, and then both at the same time. Reach, float those arms out and down. And then take those arms behind you. Let that cause a sort of hunchback. And then go down with the arms, unhunch the back, reach the arms forward and up, and go into a back bend. Lift the chest, arch. And then arms forward, down. Behind you, let that hunch in your back go, be created. And then when you bring your arms down, you're unhunching, which is the important part. Going into the hunch and then being able to unhunch and go even beyond neutral to a back bend. And we wouldn't want to be stuck here either, right? But we need to be able to make that shape. And then come forward and down. Let's do one more. Through neutral to the hunchback shape, which we all know that we don't want to get stuck here. This just happens to be the one that gravity forces us into, this hunched back. And so then we go into it so that we can come out of it and go beyond neutral to the back bend, arch. And then bring the arms forward and down and just hang in neutral. Hands on your legs. Chin down. An important thing here. Chin down and neck down. Let your neck drop forward. And then on the way up, lead from the neck. Try to take your neck back, 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 and up, followed by the head. And then the head down, followed by the neck. And then the neck back, followed by the head. And the head, followed by the neck. And the neck, followed by the head. And then settle to neutral. Turn the head right. Turn the head left. Remember the trick in this one. You want to be as relaxed as you can until you hit your first edge. Apply a little bit of force to go deeper, and then relax as you come across. Stay relaxed as you go to the other side, and then apply a little bit of effort, and then relax that effort and turn. Apply some effort at the edge, and then relax the effort. Net result should be a more floating head with space in the neck and head junction. We're wringing out the rag. And then back to center. Side tilt. Back to middle. Side tilt. Back to middle. Side tilt. Middle. Side tilt. Middle. Now, small side tilt, head back, chin up, tilt to the other side, head drops in front, forward. And then tilt to the right and back, left and forward, right and back, left and forward, and just roll that head a few more times. Last one around. Hang your head in front. Float your head straight up like a bobblehead. And then go the other way. Tilt the head left and back. Right and forward. Left and back. Right, forward. Continue those circles. Letting them get a little bigger with each round when appropriate. Couple more. Last time around. And then hang your head in front. Loose and relaxed. Float the head up on top of the body and hang your arms loose. Float your arms up in front and drop them, swing them behind, swing them up. Drop, swing, swing up. Key thing here is that a lot of times people think of their arm as moving from just this spot here, but it's this space, right? You can see it in my body as I slide my shoulder blade a little, this space inside here, that's where the swing has to happen. So you got to let your scapula be loose. All right, let the shoulder blades kind of shrug and slide a little here, and let them slide a little here and slide. So that functioning arm has to have a very loose shoulder blade. And then just let them hang loose. Now go one arm forward, one arm back. Swing, swing, swing. And notice if you can, notice how if you let it, this movement, just throwing the arms, turns your body from your middle pivot. This little turn, turn. And so this helps with walking. We're not doing the walking class today, but it's a big part of good walking and jogging and running is this twist that's induced by that movement, right? And then just let them settle. Now, fast feet. Lift your right foot a little, set it down, lift your left foot a little. Down, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Fast feet. Tap, 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 tap. And then settle the feet, slide the feet back, loose, relaxed arms, fold from the hips, loose arms in front of the ankles a little bit. Pour the weight forward so that now your body weight gets down to the earth through the legs, and now push through the earth and rise all the way to standing. Loose. And then hip hinge. Sink the buttocks, fold the body, land the tail, or land the hips, and then lean back a little bit. And then we fold, pour the weight forward, root through the earth, and rise tall. And then hip hinge, stay loose and relaxed all the way down. One more. Now, don't sit in the chair. So full range here, hips. Don't sit in the chair, but sink, 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 sink down. And then push to the earth, rise. And then push hips forward. Let the body have that bow-like shape. And then find the middle, and then find hinge. Sink, rise. And then hips forward. And middle. Fold and sink. And rise. Find the middle. Now, Tai Chi. Keep your chair where it is. Mine's just moving so I don't, because I have limited space here, but keep your chair behind you in case you need to sit down. Keep your chair behind you. Feet about hip distance or slightly wider or narrower. Doesn't matter. Just have it be comfortable. And then have the idea that your knees are not, you're not bending them. You're opening your knees so that they're bendable. So just see this little move that I'm doing here. Just try to find that. It's a small amount of tail sinking. Knees, legs kind of have a bow-like shape. They talk a lot about like a archer's bow. That's the quality that we want in the legs. We also want that quality in the back. So it's this sinking into the legs so that the legs have a sort of tone to them, but we're relaxing into the legs in that way rather than, let's say, grabbing on and pushing on the joints. We're softening and sinking, and then the legs take a little bow-like quality, this little setup. And also notice the tail, the back, down, not like that. So that's really important. A lot of people, the aging process does it, Parkinson's does it even more. This is happening when people are walking around, they're straining their back. So this simple gesture in Tai Chi of tail, under and down, and sinking into the legs and finding this potency, this bow-like strength in the legs, really important. Now float the arms, armpit space a little bit. Make some room there. So instead of the arms grabbed on, there's space, right? Remember that junction I was just talking about when we were swinging, right? That space. Rise the arms pretty much from that space. Just float them up. And then the arms change their shape and there's this sweeping down. When you rise the arms, rise the body a little, somewhat straightening the legs. And then the hands change, and then there's this sinking of the tail, the hands settling down and back behind. Rising. Now, scoop the hands in front, open, crane wing. Remember from that same junction, open and sweep down. It's very different use of the mechanism than if I just think of my arm this way and I lift versus I think of it from here and I'm opening that space. Opening, it creates this, especially as you loosen it more and more, it creates a sort of levitatability, a buoyancy through your body. Down. So what we're really cultivating, Western fitness often thinks of things in terms of levers and tension and muscles. It's not that that's wrong. It's just that that's not the whole story according to Taoist view of the body. The Taoist view of the body is hydraulics, liquid, pneumatics, which is like pressure, as I understand it, this sort of like filling of space with pressure to create potency. They have a term pung, like a balloon that's full or an air mattress that's full. So we want to pung our arms into this movement rather than tension and pulling on, right? Now, wings. Turn your right palm up, fold at the right elbow, bring that right hand over top, sweep the left hand under. So now we're at the top and bottom of a big ball. And then low hand rises, high hand sinks. And then they both separate. And then this high hand goes out over top, low hand sweeps out like a wing. And then roll, fold the left hand over, right hand under. And then they attract like magnets. They separate around. So this open space. And then it also gathers and can condense, you might say, rather than compress, but it consolidates and then expresses out. So this is a movement that helps with that understanding, this spooling, gathering in and expressing out. Hands down, scoop, bring the hands up about chest level, pull your elbows back, turn the hands and push. Full extension. Notice this mechanism here. So again, a lot of times people stop their push here, but you have to finish. The scapula has to slide around the side of the body. So full extend. And then wrap the hands around the back and draw. Scapula here, squeezing a little towards each other. Turn the palms, push. Full extend. Turn the hands, draw. Turn the hands, push. Turn the hands, draw. Turn the left hand, push. Remember that place we were turning when we were doing this exercise? That same spot, let there be a little bit of turn as you push left hand only. So we've pushed left hand only, right hand is still back. And then reorient both palms. Turn so the left hand faces the body, right hand's ready to push. Push and draw, turning from that middle pivot. Reorient your palms and then push and draw. Reorient your palms, push and draw. Reorient palms, push and draw. Palms, push and draw. So Deborah, you should have one of each. So you had them both like this and then both like that. So you want whatever your pushing hand, you want that palm facing forward. That's pushing. Whichever one's coming back, palm, yeah, and draw it all the way back. Right? And then they switch simultaneously. Yep, there you go. And then it's, yeah, exactly. Push and draw. Make sure you turn that left hand. Notice how it was late. And then turn the hands. Both hands turn. And then they push and draw. That's good. All right, both hands back. Both hands down. Now, from that same turning pivot point, shift the weight to the right leg. Shift the weight to the left leg. The saying in Tai Chi, the primary direction is down. So I'm not going up here and over. Instead, the weight is going down, but that happens to move my body this way. And as I let the weight go down this leg, the body is moved that way, but I'm not leaning and forcing it. So just find that down and down, but feel that central pillar not teetering and tipping. Now add to that, change to your left leg, turn a little to the left, and then change to your right leg and turn. Notice my arms are hanging loose. Hang your arms loose. Shift and turn. So now shift, turn, brush and sweep. And then turn the hands around. We go shift, turn, brush and sweep. And then turn those hands. It's shift, turn, brush, sweep. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Now this left hand floats up around chest level. Shift, turn, brush, swap. Left hand drops into the water, right arm rises. Shift, turn, brush, and swap the jumping fish. Right hand down, left arm floats up. Shift, turn. Keep the idea that you're just going down to the earth and turning around a central pivot. So don't let the movement of the arms start to create chaos with your central equilibrium. So a good practitioner, you can have freedom of movement in all directions, but yet you feel stillness, this quality of stillness. Let's go for the high jumping fish. Reach as high as that arm can go and as low as the other arm can go, and then change. The bear swats the highest jumping fish. So Deborah, switch your arms there. So it should be your left arm going up now, and your right arm is down, and then we're coming across. Notice this hand stays up high all the way across, and then they change. And then we're coming back across. Change. One more. All the way across. Now, brush knee and push. Left hand comes down. Right arm wing, roll, fold. We're going shift, turn, brush knee, and push. The right hand drops down. Left arm wing, roll, fold. We're ready to go shift, turn, brush, push. Left arm extend, drops down. Right arm wing, roll, fold. Shift, turn, brush, push. And shift, turn, brush. Shift, turn. Shift, turn, brush, push. Now we go golden rooster, standing on one leg. So bring your left foot a little behind you, toes turned out. Change your body weight to the left leg and sit through this standing leg. Then bring the left hand down, bend right elbow, pointing fingers to the sky, and touch the floor with your empty right foot. And key bit here is this tail. So again, remember the bowed leg that I was talking about? Not here. Gotta be here. Okay? Now bring that right foot back, heels touching. Change the weight so the right leg takes the weight. Right hand down, left elbow bend. Touch the floor, empty foot. Bring the left foot back, down through the left leg, hands change, right foot empty. Bring that foot back, change the weight, hands change, golden rooster. Change, golden rooster. Change, golden rooster. Change. Now stay on your left leg, right foot empty. Challenge to take the toe off the floor and then back down. If that felt doable, you could add the challenge of higher and higher lifting, but if you teeter yourself off center, it's not worth the challenge, right? So you might even take your hand and put it on a chair and work on this. We do this type of thing in the standing and gait balance class. So this repeating lift, where we're really working on this sturdy standing leg and the emptiness of this leg and the stillness of the middle pillar, right? Now, bring that right foot back, change the weight to the right leg, right hand down, left hand up. And again, put your hand on a chair, on a wall, and work the lift. So first it has to be empty, then it has all these properties of buoyancy. If it's still got tension and body weight in it, when you lift it, you have to use all this force, and it also creates clumsiness through the body. So Tai Chi is this space, and then with that space comes function. Right? And then let's change each side. So you bring that left foot back. As you change the weight, go to whatever variation of rooster you can, and then change rooster. Change rooster. And what it should start to feel like is that when this leg goes up, the primary thing that's happening is a sitting, not a pulling up. So it's a sitting through the leg that's standing, right? This comes down, it's empty, and then it's a sitting that allows this lift. This comes down empty, so we're not clunky onto it, and then it's sitting. And then feet separate about that hip distance, parallel again. Wash your paws, and then let's play with clouds. Sweep the left hand, raise it up now. Cloud, lake, shifting, turning, cloud, lake. Then the lake naturally vapors up, cloud naturally rains down, then we shift, turn, cloud, lake. They change, shift, turn, cloud, lake. Shift, cloud, lake. And in the Monday class, we practice, usually we work the sideways walking in that class. So that eventually allows us to work on some more advanced stuff. Shift and turn, shift and turn. And stay on this position, hands in a ball. So you're in your right leg, left hand is low, right hand is high. Stroking wild horse's mane. Right? One of each of those as you shift and turn. Turn your left palm out, right palm up, left hand down, right hand up, shift and turn right, hold the ball. Now again, it's flying diagonal and downward diagonal while shifting and turning, organized around your middle. Then turn both palms, one out, one up. Embrace the moon. Shift, turn. Remember, we still have tail down. We have bowed legs. We have buoyant crown. So just because you've done a movement however many times, right? Imagine how many times I've done these movements. And yet I'm still inside of it because I'm looking for all the different principles. I'm looking for how soft am I. I'm also looking for how much space I can create, how through is the body. So these movements, it's not about more new, as much as it is understanding layers of depth, layers of subtlety, layers of the principles that are alive inside of one exercise or a form. Now we're going to switch sides. Wash your paws. Bring the right hand to this bottom of the ball. Left hand floats up over to the top. Now we've got flying diagonal. We got downward diagonal. We got them both, and we do that while shifting, turn. Then turn right palm out, left palm up. Embrace the moon. Left hand's coming up, right hand's underneath. Shift and turn. Gather. Stroking wild horse's mane. Shift and turn. Turn the palms, right? The going slow increases the load on the neural network, on the brain and body junction, right? Not so slow that you're stagnating yourself, but don't go so fast that you're kind of skipping over the training that's available, right? This bringing it all together. There's a warmth, there's a heat that builds in the body when you're doing Tai Chi, and you're not running 1,000,000 miles, you're not lifting 1,000 pounds, but your brain and body are lighting up. Right? And so one of the values of doing things that you're familiar with is that you can start to practice those other aspects, those other layers. You can start to pay attention to, oh yeah, where is my tail? Oh yeah, am I relaxed through the legs? Oh yeah, is my chin slightly down, crown up? Are my shoulders up around my ears? Can I drop them? Can I be soft? How's my middle? Right? You can start to see inside of something you're comfortable with and familiar with the other layers. Now wash your paw, settling to the middle, and then that closing sequence of movements called sync chi wash organs, where safely tip a little bit to your heels, just a little extra in your heels, don't fall backwards. Open and lift, and then tip to your toes, sweeping around, forward, palms up. Then safely tip to your heels, elbows soften and fold, hands come as if bringing in the mouth, past the mouth to the throat, feeding down the throat, central channel to the belly where you settle to the middle of your feet. And then hip hinge, elbows flare forward, sinking and releasing the arms completely. Push through the earth, rise back to standing in neutral. We do that twice more. So again, arms are loose and relaxed. So when you rock to your heels, the arms swing a little bit back, out, and up. You remember I talked about that when we were in the chair. So we did it in the chair so that now hopefully this feels like something you can access. Tip to your toes, this sweeping around, palms face up. Rock to your heels, elbows soft and foldable so that you come in as if in the mouth, past the mouth, and then you settle to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the belly. So there's this consolidating quality. And then you remember the elbow flare forward while the hips go back, while the chest hollows. So this hollow, and then that allows you to be able to sit the buttocks, release the arms, and open the back. Push through the earth, rise to standing, neutral. Final time. Heels open, lift, toe, heel, middle of feet, hollow front, open back, release everything down and through. Stand back to vertical. Close the whole practice. Wing, roll, fold. Settle the belly. Seal the practice. The belly button, the navel, center of palm, right over the navel. Other hand over top. It's like a cork in the wine barrel, closing the practice. And then we do this little hand position. One thumb, grab that thumb, fold the hands over. That position representing that concept, which is polar opposites harmonizing and organizing around the still point. The still point. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Hope to see some of you in the Tai Chi class that's in Oakland at the Lutheran Church in Oakland in person. We had a really nice group there last weekend. And yeah, so if you have any questions on that, feel free. Hope to see you there.